All right. Some of my friends and some of my subscribers were aware that I was one of the musicians hired to perform in Indianapolis for the Taylor Swift Swift City sessions that occurred during her time that she was on tour in Indianapolis. And I didn't record those sessions because I was playing on the streets and I didn't want to have my cameras run over by the crowds, but some people want to know the music that I did. And this is all original material that was part of the program. This is a song that I wrote when I was 17 called Life Ain't Through With You Yet. Tried so long to make my life whole the way that it should be. I found a woman to keep me warm, but I couldn't keep her company. I didn't know I could cry so long. I thought it wasn't like a man. But an old man saw me and he took my mind when he said, "Son, cry while you can." Son, I've been around a long time. I've seen the rain, I've seen the sunshine. I know the darkness that's in your mind, but you know life ain't through with you yet. He said, "Boy, there's so many things that life has yet to show to you. And if you see many years pass, well, you'll know that what I say is true. Now there'll be women who'll take you away, then fill your soul with pain. Fights and flights from evil nights, still one thing is plain. When you've seen it all, when you can recall all the things that life could do. When you're old and wise, God can still devise something to make you feel new. Son, I've been around a long time. I've seen the rain, I've seen the sunshine. I know the darkness that's in your mind, but you know life ain't through with you yet. No, life ain't through with you yet. Love will come and go. It'll steal your very soul. To live. It may seem you only give, but then look again, look again. Son, I've been around a long time. I've seen the rain, I've seen the sunshine. I know the darkness that's in your mind, but you know life ain't through with you yet. I think a falcon got into a nest of birds over there and got them all upset, all yelling about it now. I saw it flying out of there. So that's a song called Life Ain't Through With You Yet that I wrote when I was 17 years old. And 17 was a very long time ago. back in the, actually not even the 1980s, it would have been the 1970s, I think. Or was it the early 80s? Somewhere in there, somewhere around 70, 80. So I wrote that song, and then 3 days later, I wrote another song called Westwind. And a lot of people to this day consider it to be my best song, which it's kind of sad that I wrote my best song when I was 17, but I do have to admit it was fun to play because I would play, at the time, when I was 18 or so, I became a member of the Society for Creative Anachronism. These people would dress up in, medieval clothing, and I'd be out there with them wearing whatever I could afford that would look kind of sort of medieval. And the song's about killing Vikings. And I remember distinctly one night sitting there with a whole bunch of Vikings. Well, they were SCA Vikings, so they had horned caps, which the real Vikings didn't have. But they're all sitting there, swinging their beers and singing along with me, like "Longboat men must die." So it's really hilarious. So here it is. It is kind of a sing-along song. It's Westwind. When I tell you of the Westwind and the songs and the stories they told, I tell you of a people and a land and a river that flowed. The people are dead, the land and the river gone cold. But the west wind still rolls and the story's 200 years old. When the northern raiders fought, they burned his family to the ground. While he was at the water, they killed all the lands miles around. When at his return he despaired, desolation and death found. Not a house, nor a man, nor a beast, nor a child not cut down. He looked up and he said to the sky, "The longboat men must die. The west wind, they'll call me, they'll find their reward. As they live, they will die by the sword." The voice he heard in sleep by the river, an old man's cry. Speed you must have to find the boats, and for that you must fly. You will find that in your name your pain and your future will lie. For you will be the wind doomed to roam and damned not to die. He looked up and he said to the sky, "The longboat men must die. The west wind, they'll call me, they'll find their reward. As they live, they will die by the sword." When the longboat set sail, spreading canvas to harness the air, loaded down with men, arms, provisions, and treasure to bear, to right before the hard wind's cold blast from the west they did dare. The gale took them all, and the river not one did it spare. He looked up and he said to the sky, "The longboat men must die. The west wind, they'll call me, they'll find their reward. As they live, they will die die by the sword. And the folks say na 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 na. Now Westwind over many lands, many years has he roamed. He will never rest, never lie, never again find a home. In the solace of death which he dealt to achieve his renown. Listen to the howl of the wind whose life is now known. He looked up and he said to the sky, the longboatmen must die. The west wind thou call me thou find every boy. As they live they will die by the sword. And the folks say na 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 na. So 2 songs that I wrote when I was 17 years old. Life Ain't Through With You Yet, and then 3 days later I wrote Westwind. So, over the past 45, 46 years, 47 years, I've written an awful lot of songs. And I remember when my mother first heard this song, she said, "Are you trying to be a great singer or a great guitar player?" And my dad said, "Well, why can't he try to be both?" So, a little earlier I played a song and I blew it all to pieces. If I had only made one mistake, I would have preserved it, but I made several. It started with dropping the pick and just, it went downhill from there. So, and I thought that I dropped my pick in my guitar, but apparently it just fell over here. Which it usually does. It's pretty rare when it goes into the sound hole. Oh, one of my favorite photographs is of John Lennon apparently sitting in Central Park in New York City, going like this, trying to get a pick out of his guitar. Well, this is a song, and I'll just take this version, replace the version earlier in the program, that I wrote in 1996 called "Got to Have You." Riding down to the edge of the sea, Saturday night weighing heavy on my hands, cruising the town trying to find something pretty, but you know it never works that way, and I've got you on my mind. Still I try to lose myself in the moment, on the top with the pretty girls and watch the town drive by. But we're about
different things, what a pity. They're looking at the here and now while I'm looking at memories. Got to have you, got to have you back. There's no magic in this town day and night when you're not here. Around what I can see from the porch swing, Sunday afternoon weighing heavy on my hands. Looking at the clouds, trying to forget all about it, but you know it never works that way, and I've got you on my mind. Still I try to lose myself in the moment, turn the pages of a book I read once but never understood. But we're all about different things, what a pity. It's got a story to tell, but I've got one of my own. Got to have you, got to have you back. There's no magic in this town day and night when you're not here.
That's a whole lot better than the first time I played it. It was written in '96. And I say was written, I wrote it. But I never feel like I'm actually writing my songs. I feel like they're kind of writing themselves. And I have no idea where, most of the time, where the music comes from. I have very little idea of where the lyrics come from. Sometimes they come from a dream. But I don't think any of these songs that I'm doing right now are dream songs. These are just songs that I was just sitting around fiddling around with the guitar, and the song kind of emerged out of the instrument. So a couple of more. This is the one out of all the songs that I did, and I wrote this song in 2018. And then I wrote other parts that I've published the song in several different formats. But this is a song called Time Traveler, basically the two parts of the song that were written first of what has later become a 5-song epic. But this got the strongest crowd response, and it seems to get a very strong crowd response whenever I perform it.
When are you going to? You travel all over and find nothing new. Have you sworn on oath to discover the truth? Well, it happens from time to time. Yes, it happens from time to time. time. Yes, it happens from time to time. You're a time traveler. You go when you want to. Time traveler. The future or the past is you. You're a time traveler. You know when you want to. Time traveler. I know I can do it, but already know what's coming up next. You wrote the history of the future, you read the text. You put the pieces together and it all connects. Well, it happens from time to time. Yes, it happens from time to time. You're a time traveler. You go when you want to. Time traveler. The history of the future is you. You're a time traveler. You know when you want to. Time traveler. I know I can do it, but travel through time at your own risk. You will learn what it means to truly exist. Travel through time can make you rich. Still you travel through time at your own risk. Travel in time. Travel in time. Travel in time. Travel in time. Travel through time on your own terms. It's a package deal, but that's not your concern. Travel through time and you will learn. You must travel through time on your own terms. Travel in time. Travel in time. Travel in time. Travel in time. Travel through time if you want to. There is really nothing else that you can do. Travel through time can be good for you. Do you travel through time if you want to? Travel in time. Travel in time. Travel in time. Travel in time. You're a time traveler. You know when you want to. Time traveler. The history of the future is you. Travel in time traveler. You know when you want to. Time traveler. And no one can do it but you. Travel in time. Travel in time. Travel in time. Travel in time. Travel in time.
So I wrote that song 5 years from now, and you can't believe how hard it is to copyright a song that you haven't written yet. Time Traveler, that's my standard joke that goes with the song. I actually wrote it in 2018, which was a year that I wrote a lot of songs. It seems to go that way. For several years I won't write anything, and then all of a sudden a whole bunch of music comes out all at once. And it just kind of seems to pile up that way. Of course, I was deliberately trying to write some new material at that point. And so I think that Time Traveler was written after this next song. But I think it only followed it by a week. Actually, I think that parts of these two songs were written at the same time. I just completed one of them about a week before I completed the other one. And this one's one of my favorites. I used to call it The Landing. I'm now calling it The Moon Landing. So I've changed the title of the song because it is about the moon landing. And it's my favorite starting lyrics for any song. And sometimes people put these things up, what are your favorite first line lyrics? Well, my favorite first line lyrics are the ones that I wrote. And that is, for this song, quadratic equations, endless calculations, to keep a promise to us all. So I don't know how many people write a serious song that starts with the words quadratic equations. I can't think of any, except me. So this is a song called The Moon Landing.
Quadratic equations, endless calculations, to keep a promise to us all. And with Apollo, they travel through the window to keep a promise to us all. We watched them fly on that ship. We watched him take one small step. From the rising of the sun toward the stars, set our sights on Mars, but it's dark out there. Some say it never really happened. Some say that we all were fooled. Or if it did, it doesn't really matter. We were never meant to go. Some say we're children of darkness. They wait for the end of the world. The lonely tribe trades in hate and suspicion, deny the light of our world. The lonely tribe lives in fear and darkness. They deny a light to the world. Business
Okay, I decided to soldier on with the second take on that, even though I messed up some of the words. But it is a good song. And I think while other people may make the argument for Westwind, I would make the argument that The Moon Landing is my best song. It's certainly a far more complicated song. Howdy, folk.
Sound amazing, buddy.
Thanks, appreciate it. Howdy. Your doggy is way back there rolling the leaves.
Come.
This is a song that I wrote 1977, I think. It's either 76 or 77. I called it Interlude, and I've never seen any reason to change the title.
There's a river rushing past the shore. It sends its fingers reaching out for more. The more it moans and cries, the more it calls. Will you come with me? There is a river running through this land. We're carried with it just small grains of sand, whirling debris, gasp for it to cry. Will you come with me? Can two grains be eyed when time isn't on their side? God knows alone how I've cried before you go. Before you hide, would you take me with you? There's a river pulling us apart. How can I stop it when I don't know where to start? I don't know how long I've been lost. Will you take me with you? So I'm reasonably certain I wrote that song in 1981 called The River. And when I was experimenting with drop D tuning, which a lot of people do, and I used the song that I had written, as a kid when I was first learning how to play guitar, the song Interlude. I began using that as my introduction to kind of a drop D mini set. So I would play that song, and then at the end of the song, drop the D, and then start doing the harmonics that lead into the song The River. And here's another song that I did during that time. And a lot of bands that I tried to put this song in, they balked at it because it's got a measure of 5/4 thrown in. And they're like, you're breaking time. Well, yeah, that's kind of the point. I'll be fine tomorrow on that plane headed west, leaving the sorrow, going home, getting out of this mess, going home. I won't cry very long. I believe in myself. I won't cry, she broke my heart, 'cause I'm gonna get a brand new start and be fine tomorrow on that plane headed west, free from the sorrow, going home, getting out of this mess. She left me all alone and lost for words. I don't know why. Trying to explain why she doesn't want me on that plane. Gone tomorrow on that plane headed west, from the sorrow, going home, getting out of this mess. She called me up. I don't mind, but I don't know. There's not much time left. She's gonna have to explain why she doesn't want me on that plane. Tomorrow on that plane headed west, free from the sorrow, going home, getting out of this mess. And I'll be gone on that plane headed west, free of this mess. So I was planning on presenting this stuff in order, but I'm not going to. I'm going to put the order the way that I want it, and kind of the order that I actually did it, because I had a set list when I was doing the Swift City program. So anyway, these are a number of songs that I did for the Swift City sessions, and the one day that I brought this particular guitar, another day I did other songs because I used a different instrument.
was that I had to do all original material or stuff that was public domain. And this is a song that's public domain, but I didn't do it because I was afraid that people might hear it. And think that it was under copyright. Parts of the song Scarborough Fair is a 15th century folk song. It's not under copyright. However, when Joel Connor and I recorded an album, we put it on the album, and Joel Connor was the one who figured out this beautiful guitar line by Paul Simon. We sent it to his people, Paul Simon Music Incorporated, and they were concerned that because Joel was playing and I was singing very close to Art Garfunkel's harmonies, that there might be an arrangement copyright on it. And so they took it to Paul Simon himself, and Paul Simon made a ruling and said, nope, that's all public domain. They can use it for free. And we got that ruling, and I put a copy of that PDF document on the Living the Dream album. So, but I do have to be thankful to Paul Simon for making that ruling and making it personal.
Going to Scarborough Fair, past the sage, rosemary, and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. She once was a true love of mine. To make me a cambric shirt, past the sage, rosemary, and thyme, without no seam nor needlework, then she'll be a true love of mine. Tell her to find me an acre of land, parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, between the salt water and the sea strand. Then she'll be a true love of mine. Tell her to reap it with a sickle of leather, parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, and to gather it all with a bushel of heather. Then she'll be a true love of mine. Love imposes impossible tasks, parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, but never more than any heart asks. And I must know she's a true love of mine. Yes, I must know she's a true love of mine. I cast a pebble into the ocean. It didn't make a difference to the mighty waves crashing upon the shore. My ripples rose tide, and how often I felt that was me, cast in deep water in the sea, holding on to my memories, but the sea opens up this heart of stone, and it's me, trying hard to keep this glance, because I know I never had the chance to be any more than a pebble cast into the sea. Now there's a mighty river of us, creating a delta, where we flow into the sea, into the ocean, where we lose ourselves. Who could keep their identity in the sea, holding on to their memories, but the sea opens up this heart of stone, and it's you, and it's me, trying hard to keep this glance, because we know we never had the chance to be any more than a pebble cast into the sea. Now we all must return to the sea, where it all started, and where it all must end, in the ocean, and for the moments in between, can we glimpse eternity in the sea, holding on to our memories, but the sea opens up this heart of flesh, and it's you, and it's me, trying hard to keep this glance, because we know we never had the chance to be any more than a pebble cast into the sea. That was a better take. I'm still squeezing the neck a little too hard on things, but much better. All right. I think that I'm going to call this a recording, and we put it out there, warts and all. But nothing really bad warts. A little facial control, huh? You see, I'm such a Taylor Swift fan that I had her name put on my guitar.